Susan and I flew from Toronto to Mexico City in January of 2024. And our first stop was right in the center, the heart of Mexico City, the historical center of Mexico City. And we stayed there for 5 days in a lovely house right in the center of all the action. It was a great visit. There was so much to see, so much to do. It was so interesting, and we loved it.
You do not want to leave, there's also consequences. Inside of places like that, the Catholic Church was going to kill all the indigenous people that were against it. In fact, that you were going to be tortured or you were going to get killed if you were against the religion. Okay? It was not until Mexico was an independent country that anybody could be free of believing whatever they wanted to believe. And ironically, a place that used to torture people went on to be a hospital.
The historical center of Mexico City is fascinating. It's full of so many exciting places to visit, a multitude of museums, and it's just full of people and activity. Many of you may know that Mexico City is one of the largest cities in the world. They claim to have 23 million people. Imagine walking in the streets in the center part of the town with that many people. It's really chaotic. However, it's full of life. And we were very fortunate in living on a street or having a place on a street there was no traffic and that was full of restaurants. We just had a wonderful time in our little house that we rented and walking on the streets and enjoying the various adventures in Mexico City. We started off with a tour of the town. We learned about the history of Mexico City. Here's a fascinating thing. Mexico City was and is built on a large lake, about 7 miles wide. So its structure is very dangerous. Sometimes the buildings fall down. Anyway, getting on with our story, we started out with a walking tour, and then we visited a post office. It was built by one of the famous presidents in the past. It's very luxurious, and you can see how beautiful it is. We then went on to the Tranquilo museum, and we saw some historical photos of the past. One of the pictures that really fascinated me was how they dealt with people by torturing them, and you might be able to see the photo there. The next day, we went on and we had a lot of fun visiting a museum of ancient puppets. They were so well done. There are numerous examples that you can look at. They were just wonderful. We had a lot of fun just walking around the museum. It was done with such flair and color. Just children were walking through the museum and they were having such a good time. We also visited another museum called the Cultural Palace. It was very similar to the Museum of Puppets, except here they showed us such beautiful art of people that have made things by themselves, highly decorated pieces of art, and that was lovely. The parks were great. The architecture was great. Well, one of the things that we visited, which was really interesting, was the museum. The library of the city, and here they were all original volumes, and it was such a beautiful place to visit. We really enjoyed that. So we ended up having a beer on the street. There we were drinking the Corona Magna, which is just perfect for two people, and we had such a lovely time in Mexico City. We're sad to see it and sad to leave it, but we're happy that we made this wonderful visit. Okay, we're in a park here. Here it is, the park. Very beautiful. And we're going towards the library. So this is our last day in Mexico City in the historical center. And we've had a wonderful time. Stayed in a beautiful house and explored and learned about Mexico City. And to be honest with you, it's taken us quite a bit of time just to get used to everything. It's so different here. Each day that we get here is a little bit better. Okay, we're coming up to a monument. Here it is. Well, there it is there. But anyway, just a monument. No doubt somebody famous. And one of the things we're finding so difficult is the food. You go to order food, and there are so many different kinds of food, different ways they cut the food, and we don't know. So we're almost going hungry. So sometimes I point, that's all that's left, and hope for the best. We've ordered more meals where we don't know what we're getting until it arrives. However, that's okay too. I'd sure love to learn how to speak Spanish better so I can handle our food. So here we are, going towards the library, the last of our day, and then we're back to the house.